Good afternoon to you. Today we have just shot our Christmas special, our Ask G&T Live, which is why Tracy's sporting a rather nice Christmas tree there. And we have the Christmas carols going on in the background. So I thought what I'd do is reflect on some of the questions that came up in our Ask G&T because they may be very relevant to where you are currently in your business right now. Can you remember what some of the questions we answered?
What did we answer? We answered a lot about conversions, so how to get people from physical events into courses. That was a really great discussion, actually.
That was a great discussion, actually, because we've got people in our club who are really good on marketing and AdWords and all this sort of stuff, and Facebook ads, etc. And one of the things that the guy was facing was the problem was going from a kind of like a low cost, I think it might even be free, I'm not sure, introduction event, and then trying to sell them on a relatively high ticket priced item later. And of course that's really hard to do because you haven't built your know, like, trust up. So what we're talking about really is how can we bridge the gap between that first point of contact and kind of selling them on the big ticket price. And of course, if you're in business, you know there has to be a kind of methodical process that you follow so your clients can trust you enough to start parting with like heavy levels of commitment and stuff like that.
We talked about outsourcing, so when to outsource, what to outsource. We had quite a big debate about that. That was a big subject, actually.
Yeah, it was.
Especially at this time of year. So a lot of people are buying at this time of year. So you kind of get an inflated view of your business. You know, you've got a lot of business coming in, and it's hard to know. You know, is the business going to continue to come in? Do you then outsource? Can you make the commitment? That kind of thing. So that was a really great discussion.
Yeah, well, we looked at outsourcing, and also we looked at, for example, like for me personally, you should definitely be outsourcing as soon as you're busy doing the shit that's distracting you from actually making money and delivering your service and everything else. So that's when you definitely need to outsource. One of the questions we looked at was actually the outsourcing versus actually hiring someone, which terrifies most small businesses out there. The thought of getting their first like proper full-time employee. And again, we
terrified me.
Yeah, exactly. And we talked about a time when that was appropriate. And for me, of course, you have to be a much more stable business. You have to have a much more much more predictable revenue stream, cash flow, workload, and everything else. Outsourcing is brilliant to get started with because you don't need them that much, you don't use them that much. Down the line, of course, you really want people inside your business, and even this one here is a massive convert on that.
And total convert.
And she resisted it.
It does help having beautiful staff.
Having the most amazing staff ever. So yeah, we talked about that one, and one of the ones that actually shown out to me was personal development, and it was like, do I just need to keep doing new things like habitually to create, like new ways of thinking and that? It's way more complicated than that, isn't it? Which is why some people find it so hard to actually create change in their life.
It's why we have a club where you keep showing up. You have to keep showing up to create change. We've been in the club now for 7 years ourselves, and it's still a work in progress. There's still stuff to work on. It's by far not a finished product.
Well, we said that life.
Yeah.
I summarise by saying life is a work in progress.
It is a work in progress.
And actually, to summarise the answer, I will summarise because it was quite a heavy, full-on answer. The summary is really simple. You learnt who to be by your environment and by what happened to you and the teachings you had and what you saw in your environment. So you need to get yourself in better environments that give you better lessons that align with who it is you're trying to be and where you're trying to go. I.e., that's why we exist in success groups and why we put so much energy in success groups to create the right environment is because our environment is so powerful in cultivating who we are as individuals and therefore obviously what we can get out.
I thought it was lovely. So as we're talking about creating the environment that we create, which is something we are really good at, we had members supporting other members in that discussion, which was really lovely, just offering support, which was
just
really
to evidence what I was saying about how amazing we are as a group and a club and our environment. When I say us, I don't mean just me and Trace. I'm talking about the 100 plus people we currently have in Team BB, whether that be in success groups online, and of course our mastermind programs. Anyway, we now have to head to the doctors. Don't worry about us. We're going to see what jabs we need because Tracy's booked us a holiday, and I don't generally go to places where you have to have jabs because it doesn't feel safe to me.
I booked this one, and so we're going.
So yes, we have to have injections and pills and Christ knows what is going to kill us when we get out there at the end of January. So we're going to do that, and then we're heading over to London, chill out with my mum, and then we're kind of winding down.
We're done for this year.
A few bits and pieces. I'll stay in touch with you. I'll keep sharing some stuff with you. But yeah, we're really...
break. Feet up. Christmas is coming. I'm up for it.
Have the Christmas you need to have. Anyway, I'll chat to you awesomely soon. Awesomely soon? Very soon.
Just see my Christmas tree again.
Have a good one. Okay, so we went to the doctors. We actually end up having jabs, which is not what Tracy promised me at all. She told me it was a consultation, so we've ended up both having jabs today. And I've got to have like another 2 courses, I think, minimum of jabs, and then another one at some point next year as well. So, I don't know where we're going, but it sounds bloody dangerous. I'm only joking, okay, and it's all precautionary. Anyway, I hope you had an awesome day. We are now heading down to London. We're going to drop the dogs off at my mum's. We're going to hang out there tonight and have a really good chat with mum, actually. Love it down there. And eat some my mama's home-cooked pasta bake, which is one of my personal favourites. And then, tomorrow, we're heading uptown. Check in with you later.